I got to lean in.
What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday Night Live. Thank you guys so much for joining us as we recap episode 12 of season 14. I think we're in. No, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm so prepared. I love being this prepared. Thank you guys so much. I see you guys already. We've got about 20 viewers. I see Miss Cheryl in the comments. How are you doing tonight? We've got Durga in the comments. Thank you guys so much tonight. You've got myself and Danny, and Chase is going to be joining us shortly. We do apologize for a little bit of the late start. We've all been running around trying to get our stuff together to bring you a great recap on an episode that was meh. So we've had episodes like this in the past, but you know that we're going to get it live here. And thank you guys ahead of time for acting up and cutting up with us in the comments. Danny, how are you doing tonight?
I am good. I am so thankful for that dinner scene that livened up the episode for me, because before that I was like, oh, what is going on with these shows?
Yeah. This was, I think, probably one of the first filler episodes of the seasons. Like, even if the other ones haven't been crazy, they haven't really dragged. But I feel like every trip except for Salt Lake that has gone on the past year has kind of been a snooze fest. Potomac, as we know, has not had a great cast trip. I don't think. Yeah. What's it called? New York. That cast trip was kind of a bust. So thank you, Miami, or excuse me. Miami's off to a great start on their trip already. Salt Lake was great. So cheers to Monica for saving cast trips in 2023 and 2024. So we got Chase that is coming on in just a bit. So we will go ahead and just get started. Before we begin, you guys know what to do if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe to this video. Make sure you share it with people who you think will get a kick out of it. We are nearing the end of Beverly Hills. And so we want to make sure, as you guys who have been with us for any number of years, the reunions are typically where we get a lot of new viewers in. We get a lot of people getting traffic to our site, wanting to just kind of recap some of the high points. But we would really like to get more eyes on the reunion before we go into it. So do us a favor, like, subscribe, and share this video. Hello, Sean S. and Annette. And B Honey, we've got some of our regulars in, so we'll jump right into it. So we pick up in this episode right where we left off with Crystal's, medical crisis, and Anne-Marie continuing just to kind of like stand around and be useless. She didn't offer no anesthesia, no ibuprofen, nothing. But she's kind of being nice by walking Crystal to the car. And no, she's got a polite bedside manner. So good job on doing the bare minimum, Anne-Marie. But I will say, in all seriousness, it was really great that even after their little fight or their tiff, she didn't hesitate to jump right in and kind of like calm Crystal down, talk Crystal through it. Even when Kyle mentioned something about like, oh, well, she could go in a cardiac arrest or something. Emery's like, girl, like that was not the time. But an ambulance finally comes. They check her blood pressure, and it is high. It's I think like 175 or 176?
180 over 108.
That's astronomical. So they all go to the hospital, and everybody's kind of wishing her bye, wishing her well. She did not all the color was kind of gone for her face. So this was just, I could tell that she was scared. It was nice to see all the ladies kind of really rallying around her. Well, they continue on to their next site, which is a chapel. They're kind of going to sightsee a little bit and they're going to pray. And Erica out of everybody was like, I've already prayed and I don't need to do that shit. And Garcelle is like, well, maybe not call a church shit. Maybe some better choice of words. But in there, again, the ladies are all kind of thinking of Crystal, and they all are expressing in one way or another that they are scared for her. And so Sutton suggests that they light a candle and then just kind of set some intentions to kind of basically give Crystal good healing vibes. And everybody kind of obliges, except Dorit, who is like, well, Jewish people don't pray in churches. And I'm like, girl, can you just send out good thoughts? Like, my God, girl, we get it. Erica doesn't seem happy about praying. Like, you can kind of see it on her face. And in the confessional, we find out that she is feeling a certain way about everybody kind of brushing past her big victory in court, which was basically just like, girl, your court date's been pushed back. So you got like another month to pretend you're innocent. So she's very upset that the ladies didn't acknowledge that, and it's kind of written all over her face. And I don't know how long nice, amiable Erica is going to last. So, Danny, what did you think of just like the tail end of last week's and then like this little pickup spot?
So, Anne-Marie, I thought she was nice. I didn't see, in that confessional, Dorit had said how ironic, or Kyle has said now, Crystal is at Anne-Marie's mercy, but I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Anne-Marie don't have no equipment, no nothing. All she can do is rub her back. And granted, I'm not discounting that, because I believe Crystal, knowing that even if she is, as they said, not an anesthesiologist, but whatever she is, she still has medical training. So I think Crystal felt reassured in Anne-Marie being calm, and rubbing her back and stuff. So I do give Anne-Marie props for that. But it would have been the same outcome if she wasn't there. So, I mean,
So it's not so much Anne-Marie's reaction. It was the other ladies like, how the tables have turned. I was like, are you saying that like Crystal's medical issue that she has is a direct result of her casting doubt on Anne-Marie, calling herself a doctor when she's not a doctor, she's a nurse? Let's not like give it too much. Yeah, like Anne-Marie wasn't really Anne-Marie mentioned that in her confessional. She was like, it's just a little odd considering last night. Now I'm here. I'm like, well, girl, you also took an oath. You took an oath to like do no harm. So like, if you hadn't helped that lady, like, my God, should you be in healthcare?
No, but what I'm saying is, I feel like it was said about Anne-Marie, so Anne-Marie kind of like, she can come and say that to me. In my opinion.
And I would honestly probably feel a little like she did. Like, okay, girl, like, do you want my help now? Is my nursing degree adequate now?
As Antonio said, Annabelle really didn't do anything but rub her back and keep her calm. So
basically, what my ex used to do when I was sick. Like, they're there. She didn't even give her no Vicks Vapor Rub, no crackers, no Sprite, no nothing.
Chase.
Hey, Chase.
What did you say
talking about and we're talking about Anne-Marie saving the day with Crystal.
Okay,
you want to chime in on that?
Well, I do want to say this, even though Anne-Marie was just like, when she went to go check on what's her name, Crystal, she was like, okay, let me check her vitals. How's your esophagus? Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna go back inside and eat paella. But it's something that my mom always told me, right? And it just is crazy. You never know the way situations and things will work out. I don't like that she was using that as a gotcha moment, Jamie. I don't like that
it is the gotcha. It is the gotcha.
I don't like she was trying to use it as a gotcha moment, but my mom always said that you never know who you're going to need. So, you just always be mindful of how you treat people. And it's not necessarily an indictment on Crystal or anything like that. It's just funny how things and situations work out. Speaking of Mama, happy birthday, Mama. I know you're watching.
Happy birthday, Mama Chase. So yeah, I mean, during this whole scene, I was kind of thinking like, okay, if Anne-Marie wasn't as insufferable as she was, would I be kind of maybe giving her a little more props to be like, okay, good for you. But as Danny said, and the comments are saying, like, girl, anybody could have rubbed her back. But anybody could have been like, there, girl.
Let me say this: anybody could have rubbed their back, but Anne-Marie was the one who rubbed her back. So
well,
let's give
technically,
credit to that.
She was the third one. She was the third one there.
Chase, I did
because Garcelle and Sutton popped up first.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. What was that?
Before you came on, I did say that it probably comforted Crystal that, Anne-Marie does have medical knowledge. It probably comforted her that she was the one there keeping her calm, and as a medical professional, not overreacting, thinking that the fact that Anne-Marie was calm probably kept Crystal calm too, because she's like, okay, this is, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I did say that.
Yeah. She did show great bedside manner. If I'm going through anything like that, like how she was having her diabetic break. I didn't know Crystal had the sugar. Y'all knew that?
She is not diabetic. She got high blood pressure.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
God God damn it. But I will say, Crystal seemed like Danny said, if you notice during this scene, Crystal was mainly talking to Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, this is my blood pressure. Anne-Marie, this is what they've got going on. I did like that Anne-Marie was the first to be like, Crystal, I'm going to go to the hospital with you. And the production was like, girl, no, we got to film y'all having fun. Like, we're sending a PA. Like, she's fine. Let's go. So good job there. I think Anne-Marie, in the last couple of instances of being highly unprofessional, at least realized that when you take an oath, regardless if it's your worst enemy, you still kind of have to stop and render the bare minimum of aid. So good job, Anne-Marie. You're 1 for 8.
Oh, well, she's 2 for 8 because they said what I affectionately call the mid-off, which is their fight last week, is like the highest rated episode of the season, believe that or not. So, but I did want to say
not
this.
The mid-off.
Before we move on, I want to say, if I was going through a situation like Crystal was going through, I wouldn't give a hoot, nanny, damn, what kind of degree you had, what kind of doctor you were. I don't care. Oh, you took medical billing and coding? Come with me to the hospital, okay? 'Cause I don't have time for this, okay?
Rub my back. Rub my back.
And I need somebody to come with me. So.
Okay, MJ is saying that was Garcelle who offered to go to the hospital with Crystal. Ooh, come on, production. Fact check me. Never mind. You're 0 for 8, Anne-Marie. My bad. Those are the rules. So at the church, God damn. So at the church, Sutton and Kyle are talking about the people who they've lost, coincidentally, both to suicide. Sutton's friend said that her dad had a dream, Sutton says her friend had a dream about her dad. And in that dream, the dad wanted her friend to relay to Sutton that he was tired. Like, she was right. He was tired at the point that he took his life. Kyle kind of and her bonded because Kyle says, a psychic told me that Lorene is kind of there sitting confused, like she doesn't really know what happened. And Sutton says that, neither one of them will ever have the real answers that they want to know why these people in their lives did that. And just when I think that they are bonding, and just when I think Kyle isn't insufferable, Sutton apologizes and said, I'm sorry I haven't been a better friend. And Kyle's like, oh, no, you have. And then that was the end of the conversation. There was no apology for Kyle's part in it. And then in her confessional, Kyle was like, it makes me really happy that Sutton's apologizing for all the horrible things she said and done to me, because I just can't stand fighting with her and I want us to be at peace. And I'm like, is there a part 2 to maybe production cut your apology to her? Right. Or like, surely this isn't it. Surely this isn't it. So Sutton, what I will give it, Sutton's like, okay, well, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to sit here and argue. I'm not getting this apology. Let's move right on. So on the way to their next stop, Crystal calls. She said she's on an IV drip and meds. She said she's feeling a little bit better. And Anne-Marie does what she does best and asks what kind of medication she's on. And Crystal doesn't give her anything and says, prescription. Prescription. You're not about to talk about me at dinner parties. Prescription meds. So the ladies kind of continue sightseeing. They meet Manolo, who is their tour guide. And then Dorit cannot wait to show the new colored help that she speaks the language by asking him what his name is. And that is about the extent of the Spanish that she spoke on it. ¿Cómo se llamas? Like, girl, shut up. Shut up, Dorit. What did you... Okay, so I saw y'all both roll your eyes. Danny, should Kyle have taken that opportunity to apologize for her part in her and Sutton's misunderstanding?
Not if she wasn't going to mean it.
Does she ever mean it?
No, but I'm just saying, I didn't think too much into it. I feel like Sutton did go at her a little harder than Kyle went at her. I enjoyed Sutton doing it, but I can admit that Sutton went at her harder. I probably wouldn't have
Danny.
apologized.
Have a good night.
I wouldn't have apologized just yet if I was Kyle.
A Kyle apologist. Okay, Chase.
Child, please. Kyle beat that lady ass last season. She pushed her, told her she didn't have a miscarriage.
Wait, so we talking about last season too or just this season?
I'm talking about the whole totality.
All of it.
We talk about the whole
You
time.
Okay.
I agree with
My
you.
question wasn't specific.
And I agree with Chase.
She has not been a good friend to Sutton longer than Sutton has been applying the pressure to her.
I
Sutton
thought
just
we
started
talking about
applying
this
pressure
season.
to her this season. Just started.
My bad.
That's why I was
We
like,
talk about
hold
the
up
whole
now.
totality of it all.
The totality. Come on, SAT word. Yes, totality.
She should have apologized before they was in the church.
Okay.
Long before. But she's a victim perpetually. Our Lady of Perpetual Victim. So it fits her. So they move on to dinner. And as they order the food, the ladies begin discussing the fight between Anne-Marie and Crystal the night before, because it's obviously the elephant in the room, because Crystal is now in the hospital. Anne-Marie said she felt attacked about her profession. And then we get a flashback of Crystal again saying, this coming from somebody who says they're a doctor when they're a nurse. And Anne-Marie was like, that was really disrespectful. I'm like, but you're a nurse. Like, you're a nurse. I've been in medical situations a lot where the nurses actually do more than the doctors a lot, unless it's like a super big emergency. So like, why wouldn't you grab that? The nurse is the one taking the blood pressure, telling you about this. The doctor comes in, looks at you, and is like, all right, I ain't got shit to do. Got to go. And like bounces out. But she's dead set on feeling attacked. And the ladies are like, it was very disrespectful. Erica, who is tired of everybody else's mess, just says, you know what, the important thing is behind y'all. I don't want to hear another word about this. So then Garcelle uses this time to like, okay. Well, let's discuss Dorit's and my hiccup. And she says that it stemmed from the way that that Dorit has spoken with her over the years, has made her feel a certain way. And you can just see Dorit's ready to like, she's got that little look on her face. And Garcelle says, during that argument, I don't like it. It felt like I was outside of my body arguing about something. And then Dorit was like, well, I hope you know that whenever you were attacking me, I wasn't thinking about race. And I was like, there it is. This is what we've been saying. And Garcelle says, and that is the issue. And then Dorit can't help herself but go right back into victimhood and says, well, you called me a Karen. And then we get a flashback, and she didn't actually call her a Karen. What she said was, you exhibit unconscious Karen behavior. So a hit dog hollered in that. And Garcelle once again reiterates that maybe you are not realizing how it's coming across or the implications of this, but I feel this really stems from the way that we grew up. It's very much two separate things, which is something that we discussed on this show ad nauseum, it feels like, over the last 2 years, because stuff keeps popping up. She says you kind of grew up this sheltered, privileged life, but where I come from, like I literally had to fight tooth and nail for everything that I got. So Dorit accepts this, is surprisingly receptive, although I feel like not arguing back when somebody's baring their soul is like the bare minimum of what you can do in this conversation. But she once again uses it to flip the script and divert attention to her behavior and say, well, actually, the thing you don't know is I grew up with a bunch of anti-Semitism, and, my father is from Israel. We moved around a lot because I was bullied so much for being Jewish. And, if I'm trying to choose my words carefully because, baby, they be on it.
Careful.
I can appreciate this, and I'm not discounting her experience, and I'm not saying that she didn't experience this. What I'm saying is, if this conversation had been had at any time in the last 7 years that Dorit has been on this show, that would be something that would make her a fully fleshed out character. Instead, she is using it as a shield to deflect against accusations of anti-Blackness and prejudice. And your experience with prejudice and racism does not automatically negate your actions of prejudice and stupid, insensitive, racially insensitive things. But, during this conversation, the ladies are all, thank you for sharing with us. Kyle even tells Garcelle, thank you for creating a space where we can all feel comfortable asking you questions about stuff. And I'm like, this lady literally says she's not here to educate you. And y'all are now turning it on her, saying, thank you for educating us. We will always ask you if we're being insensitive. And I'm like, just not be insensitive. But Garcelle, like, I think Garcelle probably was like, girl, this is as good as it's going to get. I appreciate you all. She does say she wants to get to know this side of Dorit. And I kind of felt that that was what the viewers were saying. Like, okay, this is new. Let's explore this. Chase, you have been one of the more vocal ones on the panel about microaggressions coming specifically from Dorit. Did her sharing her backstory change anything on your stance with how she has been acting over the last few seasons?
Absolutely not.
And why is that, Fred?
Absolutely not. And the reason why, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I had to get a quad in there. I had to get my squad in there.
That's for Sammy.
The reason why it is not is because it is done so in deflection and protection from what she has done for years. I don't recall an apology. I don't recall any of these things. I don't recall her going and taking the self-work and doing the self-work. And now after all of these years, when the heat is hot, when the shoe fits, when the glove fits, and we cannot acquit, now you want to come up and tell everybody that you're Jewish and you were picked on for being Jewish as a child. Now, I have no qualms and I believe that that's true. She's been on this show for 30 years.
Not 30.
Why are we just finding out about this, and why is it in relation to this conversation in defense of being accused of having Karen-like behavior?
Yeah.
That to me is Karen-like behavior. There is not a lesson that Dorit could teach me. Everybody, we've learned so much. We've learned so much. I didn't learn anything from Dorit, but that she's a bullshitter101.com.org.
/
So,
Danny,
cancel me because I have something to say. I think it was really Dorit bringing up her alleged experiences, because I don't believe she experienced any of that, because I believe her father probably did, you know. But Dorit, for me, I don't know so much. And I just say this because anti-Semitism is real. It's a problem. It's disgusting, all of that. But there's a difference. This whole time until Dorit told us, I didn't know she was Jewish. I've always known Garcelle is Black. So I know what Garcelle has experienced. And they're two different things. You know, sometimes you can't recognize a Jewish person just by their appearance. But a Black person is always going to, if there's somebody racist up there, they're always going to get it because they see it coming a mile away. So it's two different things. And I think Dorit using that to try to relate or say, I would never do that intentionally because I experienced it too. You don't. You don't experience what Garcelle experiences. Garcelle said it. Two different, you know, nobody has been in my shoes. Nobody knows what I feel. And I feel like, Dorit just really missed an opportunity here, I think, to just really shut the hell up, listen, soak it in. But as we know, Dorit just can't stop talking. Yeah. And she has to be the center of attention. She has to be a victim. She can't even let somebody else rightfully just share their experience, say how it affected them without trying to turn it into, well, this is how I felt when it happened to me. Girl, shut the hell up.
That's because
she's
committed to misunderstanding.
Huh? That part. Chase said she's committed to misunderstanding. And we've said this multiple times on the show. I think, Chase, you've said it at one point. Danny, you've said it at one point. When an apology comes, the period should come after the apology. But the reason I'm like this is because. So, but this is also where it has to be frustrating for Garcelle to be the only Black person on a cast. And this is where I almost wish Anne-Marie kind of jumped in, because the explanation that Garcelle gave of like, your experience is different. You grew up sheltered. You grew up privileged. I wish that the conversation had been had about the way that you walk in this world, the way that you are perceived, the way that you are viewed on are two completely different things. I can never explain to you what it feels like existing in the skin that I just existed. That's where I'm coming. It's not about money. It's not about the schools you went to. That plays into it. But it's when you say things like stereotypical, like angry, you're attacking. These are things that people who, when they see Garcelle or any Black person, get even remotely excited, heightened, upset. They are not allowed to express those emotions the same way that other people are. And I wish that someone at that table had asked, explain what you mean. Like when you say our experiences, let us know.
They don't want to keep her talking.
And exactly, it's that commitment to misunderstanding. And this is where I will say a lot of people didn't like her, but one thing Ebony did very, very well on New York City, whether it was warranted or not, was explain her damn self and absolutely schooled people on her point of view and where she was coming from. But this is also the downside of Bravo.
What were you gonna say? I just think that Dorit trying to compare anti-Semitism to racism does a disjustice to both of those things.
To both, absolutely.
And it does a disjustice to both because they're not the same experience.
So, and it wasn't a moment of her relating. It wasn't like, oh my God, I am so sorry that you felt like this. I'm so sorry about this. I can appreciate that on some front. This is what I went to. It was the way she worded it was, I hope you know that when I said you were attacking me, I wasn't talking about race, because I can't possibly talk about race because I have been, the subject of anti-Semitic hate. It negates actions because of something else, when those are also two completely separate things.
Even when she said, thank you for the, I'm sorry, Chase, go ahead.
No, it's one upsmanship in the worst display. The two don't correlate. I'm really sick. I don't know. Like, I really don't even have the energy or the vigor to lay into her like I have.
I can sense that from you.
I'm so sick of her.
Bite your tongue so much.
Like, I'm just so tired of her. Like, it's not entertaining. There is not, to me, there are no redeeming qualities about this woman. I'm sorry. I am.
No, you're right.
And I really wish her contract would be non-renewed next season. That's why I'm
even when she said thank you for that to Garcelle, like for telling her that, she didn't say it to me. It didn't come across thankful and like I'm grateful you explained this to me. It came across thankful as in you owed me to say what you just said. It came across like Garcelle owed her to say that, not thank you like
Karen-like behavior.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, it's and again, her experience is something. Her claims that stuff has happened. My heart goes out because nobody should have to deal with that. But ultimately, when we're speaking on prejudice, when this is like you and I having a discussion about racism and stuff that goes on, I could say, well, Chase, I'm sorry that shit's happened to you, but I kind of know what's going on because my cousin came over from the border and they're experiencing some bullshit down there. Like, okay, while two things can be true at the same time, like, girl, that's not helping the situation that you and I are at hand now. That's not helping the stuff that you're saying to me. That's not helping the things I'm going through. I can appreciate that.
She couldn't let it be just about herself. She could not.
Yeah. And that's what it boils down to. And again, but that's that unconscious, like, girl, I genuinely don't think you understand what you are doing.
It's on purpose. It's her.
Yeah, I agree. It's not unconscious anymore.
It's done. It's done. And whoever the person right here says they wanted me to like drag her, I'm all out of drags to give, baby. I'm gonna give her one.
I'll drag that.
Love. I am going to drag her for filth at the reunion because it's going to come up, and so I'm gonna wait to the reunion. But as of right now, I am tired of.
Go, Nene. Say it like Nene. I'm just tired.
And the last time I cussed her, I'm so tired, Chad. And the last time I dragged the read, y'all was happy about it, but the network, I got in trouble with the network, and my whole scene got chopped, baby. So I can't really be dragging her like I did.
Not your whole city. Anyway. They said, no, we're not doing that.
Baby, the network cut my whole scene out the episode. Okay? So I'm going to do it.
All right. So at the end of this lunch, what the hell is happening, Chase? I can still hear you, Chase.
That's that spirit of Dorit, baby, coming for you.
That's that spirit of Dorit. See what happens? My other tables, isn't it a coincidence? All right, so Sutton ends the lunch. I ask you. She tells the lady, all right, I've got some very well-to-do friends that are coming home and we're going to prep dinner. They're going to cook paella. They're going to show y'all. She's having one of her oldest friends come in her confessional. She said that she is interested in seeing the ladies kind of see her with people that she's known for years and years and years before she had the money, before she was the divorcee, before she was, head of foundations and stuff like that. She really was like this humble girl from Georgia who was just trying to make it big. And she wants to see these ladies, like, see this side of her. But Dorit and Kyle want to spend money that they don't. Well, Dorit wants to spend money she don't have. Kyle just wants to shop. She wants to put her fingers on something that aren't Morgan. But Sutton is trying to expedite the process and is like, girl, y'all got 3 minutes. Let's go. Like, let's get in and get out. And they're picking up a bunch of nothing. Like, God bless. Like, ladies, move on. You don't need a fan. Let's go. But Garcelle and Erica go into a jewelry shop, and Erica takes out her card and swipes that chime card for Garcelle's purchase. But I didn't catch the reason. Was it because Garcelle didn't have her card, or what was going on?
It was $3.
But what you catch is most people who have done that, they're like, oh, girl, I got it. Like with Beverly Hills. In the past, they're like, girl, I got it. This is on me. It's I'll get you this. It's a gift. It's a gift. But Erica's like, you can pay me back later, girl. I was like, dang.
I get all $3 of them dollars back.
And she does.
She does. But she says it. She was like, look, I love shopping, but I've had to live on a budget.
The shop
didn't take Amex. So she says, but y'all take Chime. Monica Garcia popped up and said, I got that. If I got nothing else, I got a Chime.
She's going to dispute it and collect Garcelle's money.
And if she's going to dispute the charge and then collect it.
And take Garcelle money.
As soon as she got in the car, listen, there's a charge. It was not me.
So Sutton is dead set on this 3 minutes. She's like, you got 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 1 minute and 30 seconds. She's trying to get these folks out of here. But it was cute. I generally kind of like when the girls have fun like this, and it's not like argue over like stupid stuff like they have been. These ladies are unintentionally funny when they're together, just because it's a bunch of rich white ladies like not knowing what to do. And I genuinely am enjoying Garcelle and Erica's like budding relationship. A lot of us have said on this channel before that when Garcelle initially came on, we had hoped that the two of them being like the fine, fashion-y, like really like opulent girls would like come together and just be fun. They were the two single girls. Yeah. So it's good to see them back on track. Do y'all have anything to add to this, Chase?
No.
You
know what? We complain about other housewives being broke and thrifty and non-luxurious Potomac. Spend $3, girl.
$3. I got that.
$3 for make it fun. You know, it was fun. It's fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Danny.
I'm going to pass on this one.
I will pass on that. All right, because we got a lot ahead of us. Okay, so back at the house, the ladies... Do we? I don't know. I'm drunk like Erica. So back at the house, the ladies all descend on Crystal, who is resting in her room. I'm like, baby, if I had an anxiety attack and my blood pressure was 180 over 108, you heifers better not come in my bedroom and jump on my bed and make me talk. Let me sleep. But they all check on her, and apparently the blood pressure shot through the roof because high blood pressure runs in her family. The ladies are all super, super supportive, and I clocked Anne-Marie genuinely like comforting her. Crystal starts to get emotional and is kind of leaning on Anne-Marie for support. And in her confessional, we discovered that she has kind of been neglecting this portion of her health for a long while, even though she knew that it runs in her family, even though her dad has regular talks with her about, you know, the risks of a stroke, taking care of herself. And you can see that she's genuinely rattled because, you know, Crystal's my age. She's 40, 41. And the thought of leaving behind her husband, and 2 kids, like this was all like randomly, this just kind of descended on her. She didn't have any symptoms before, no anything. So she was just like, she was terrified. So everybody's like, all right, well, you know, take your time, rest up, take your medicine, drink your juice, Shelby. She says, I'm not going to be drinking alcohol tonight. And Kyle's like, great, like, we can be sisters. And I'm like, girl, please. This is not about you, Kyle. Shut up. So they're getting ready. Baby. Right. Like, my God, can you not have a line in a scene? Like, it's okay.
I'm talking about you. Are you okay?
Oh, I do not like Kyle.
I see.
I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm not a Kyle fan.
I never knew that in all 3 years that we've done this show.
It's new. It's new and shocking information.
Wow.
So as they're getting ready for dinner, Crystal and Rob kind of talk, and she recaps the drama that happened. Mauricio and Kyle are talking, and Mauricio purposely walks into a dead zone so he doesn't have to talk to that lady. And Kyle's like, "Oh, okay, you don't want to talk to me? Cool." Disconnects the call. Erica is getting her makeup done, and she is hitting her liquor hard. We recap all that she's drank, and she has said that she is upset because the ladies talked mess about her her earrings 2 years ago, and she does not feel like having dinner. She does not feel like being nice. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, drunk Erica is back. Old Erica is back. Let's see where this night leads us. So, Chase, give me your thoughts.
I'll just say in regards to Erica, while I do not think that the ladies are wrong for having opinions about how she chose to move in relation to those earrings, I do think that they judged her as well in relation to how they felt that she should have handled the earrings. So you can have your opinion, but you don't judge me, right? They judged her. They said she was a bad person, low moral fiber. She didn't care about the victims. All of these things that they said, these sweeping statements, when you could have just said, if it were me, I would give them back. I don't necessarily agree with you, right? So for that, I feel like there's a conversation that may need to be had, because for me, I want to know, what do you think now? Where do we stand now? Even though with Erica, there seems to be this running thing that the first news report that comes out that says the court might be considering putting it in her favor. She's like, I won every case I got. We were all, I won it. I won it. Everybody else did a policy. Everybody else me $3. I won. So that's not necessarily the case.
At all.
But I understand where a drunk Erica is coming from.
Yeah. It tickled me that whenever she was talking about the earrings, I didn't catch it last time, but the ladies really paid her dust last week. She goes, she says, I got some good news. Like, the court said that there's not enough evidence and they're sending it back. And Crystal was like, congrats. I was like, oh my God. My God, Danny.
So here's the thing. Like, for me, I wouldn't have even said congrats to her. I would say, oh, okay, and kept it moving, because I feel like congratulating you is almost a slap in the face to the victims, even if they deem it's not there. It's still tied to that, no matter what Erica says. It's still tied to that in some way.
Yeah.
And the other part is, I would have judged her. From the moment she said that season, I don't give a F about anyone but me. In that moment, I would have judged her, and the judgment would have stayed there.
And that's where it stemmed from.
I had my opinion, and I would have judged her from then on.
Absolutely. Because if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, it was after that particular conversation that Crystal brought up you don't have, or it was that conversation where Crystal was like, you aren't exhibiting sympathy about these earrings. You don't care about these victims, blah, blah. And that's what spurned that whole thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that is the
question. Okay.
But here's where I pose a question, Danny, and everyone. I ask you, and in the group chat, down to the chat, hey, how y'all doing, to the people? If that is your friend, do you judge your friend?
So
three of them were not friends.
Here's the thing.
No, I'm just saying, if that is your friend, not them, I'm asking you in this situation, what you do in this situation. If that is your friend and you don't agree with their decision and you have a difference of opinion, do you judge your friend?
Yes,
absolutely, I would. And
if it's
have that
between right or wrong,
that kind of brutal honesty type thing going on, where, bitch, I'm judging you for this, and we say that to each other.
Okay. I'm not saying that I would or wouldn't. I would just ask you. I ask you.
No. Yeah.
So, well, I mean, and I hate you, Chase. I hate you so much. But you made the point earlier. It was like it was Danny. It was two separate things. It wasn't the accusations. It was the response to the accusations. The people in my life, if something like this had come up, we would have very honest conversations about, like, girl, I don't know what that man was doing. That man's a crook. It has nothing to do with me. And I would believe my friend until there is enough evidence for me not to. Now, if my friend gets up there talking about F them victims, I don't care about them victims, I only care about myself, I'll be like, girl, let's rewind that back, because what you're saying in private in your defense is not what's matching up there. So I look a fool trying to defend you.
What if she said off camera?
I would still be like, girl, you're still telling these folks that, because now you're still making me look stupid, whether it's in front of the country or this group of women. Like, I'm trying to defend you, And you are kind of undefendable right now. And I think that's where the doubt comes in because you're like, girl, not even a tear.
Yeah. I think this is also,
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I just want to say Sean has,
okay, Chase and then Danny.
Very quickly, I just want to say Sean S, baby, we know you were going to judge your people. Go ahead.
If Sean S don't do nothing else. All right, Danny.
I think this is where a little bit of what Sutton had said, where everybody laughed at her when she said, I didn't know what's going on because it can be associated with me in a sense. Because if I'm congratulating you for keeping something and cheering you on, keeping something that was tied to these victims, because even if the court said they're hers and given back to her, the court of public opinion will always believe that those earrings are tied.
That's bad juju on them now.
And now I cheered you on from keeping $750,000 away from these victims.
Yeah. And Sutton has so much to lose. She's over the American Ballet Society. So I totally get it. I was the third grade spelling bee champ. And so, like, as a third grade spelling bee champ, you're not going to embarrass me. You're not going to embarrass Stonewall Jackson Elementary.
Spell embarrass.
What would Merce think?
In my eyes.
What would Merce do? All right.
He's all over the place, honey.
Like he is next week. All right. So Crystal and Garcelle are talking with Storm and his daddy about the paella they're making. And we find out, the ladies find out that that's his daddy. And Garcelle all of a sudden is like, baby, I want a piece.
I'm sorry. Did we really just have a powwow about a dead man?
We're moving on.
No.
It's coming again.
Get up on. It's so Garcelle. And again. Garcelle wants the dad. My God. She seems a bit drunk too. And I have to say, I love drunk Garcelle. I love horny Garcelle. I love Garcelle on the prowl. Because she's so out of her element. Like, Garcelle is a beautiful woman. And you would think a woman as beautiful as Garcelle would have a little more game. But the lady does not have any game. And I don't know if she's like, in real life, or she's playing it up for the cameras, but seeing her like try to flirt and then try to give Sutton tips on dating, I'm like, baby, both of y'all need to be with a matchmaker because none of this is working out for y'all. But then Sutton peeps that it's the father-son, and Sutton is yelling across the camera, there, it's a father-son. We got a duo. And then Garcelle's drunk and was like, oh, I know, girl, I'm going to come talk to you. And I'm like, I love the three of them together, her, Crystal, and Garcelle.
Not so much Crystal, but go ahead.
Stop that. You stop that. They're having fun. I think Sutton and Garcelle bring out the fun side of Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And I can stomach her more when she's with them. And I want her to just stay with them so she can get more fun and show us why she's collecting the check. Meanwhile, Eric and Dorit are kind of giving Anne-Marie kudos for, as Erica put it, letting your professionalism override your personal feelings. And I'm like, that's her oath. Like, she could get disbarred if it's shown on camera, her literally not caring for somebody having a medical crisis. So, like, let's not, give her too much. Crystal and Garcelle are talking about it. Crystal says she does want to form a friendship with Anne-Marie. She was kind of, she felt a way about Anne-Marie really kind of sticking by her side and showing her kindness. And she wants to be able to move on from this. They all sit down for dinner, and Erica is like sloshed. Dorit is tipsy, and she yells at like Trevor, like, let's get us some jam on this one. And I'm like, girl, Dorit, like your lipstick is smeared. What are we doing? But that's when Trevor, kind of tells everybody Sutton is rude and acts like she's in charge. And this comes as a surprise to nobody at the table. But Sutton does get an opportunity to give a little bit of background on her humble beginnings. They talk about her living in Brooklyn. She was broke. She talks about her background with her friend Merce, her dating her, then husband, now ex-husband. And Erica screams from the back of the table, Brooklyn, what a dump. And I'm like, Erica, please, my God. And then in the middle of Sutton kind of giving this speech and giving a background of how her and Trevor know each other, Erica interrupts and was like, honey, I know you love mirth, but Mercer's in a Ziploc bag. I'm like, baby, what is going on here? Danny, let's pause right there before we get into this. Okay, so Garcelle and Crystal talking about this friendship, the kudos to Anne-Marie, drunk Erica. What do we got?
I'm only here to talk about drunk Erica. The other stuff I really don't care about.
Don't care about.
But I kind of screamed about drunk Erica. I'm not gonna lie, like I really, really screamed. And we'll see later on as it progresses. But I really thought Sutton was gonna lose her shit.
I'm proud of her.
I really thought she was gonna lose her shit. I'm surprised that Garcelle didn't bust out laughing when Kathy had messed up toothless, not homeless, or homeless, not
toothless. She wanted to laugh so bad.
She wanted, and I laughed at home, so I know it had to be even funnier while there. Kyle wanted to laugh.
Kyle wanted to laugh. Dorit. Anne-Marie broke. She was like, "Oh,
Annabelle, that was a knee slapper to me. I'm sorry. If I was a knee slapper." God forgive me, but his feelings can't be hurt. So Mercer's feelings can't be hurt. So,
I mean, and it was facts. It wasn't shade. Like, girl, he in a plastic bag. Like, you put that man in a plastic bag. Chase.
And Erica probably knows. She probably was looking for that bag, thinking it was something else.
Oh, allegedly. Put on allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because she's gonna want an apology from us, and she ain't gonna get that one either.
Or what?
Never.
Or what?
Or what?
I don't give a damn about anybody but myself.
What about you, Chase?
Touche, Danny. Touche. I don't know what the sandwich man was. What was she gonna make sandwiches with Merce? I don't know. Like,
well, the ladies go on to say that like this is how you, or Sutton says this is how you carry it. Danny.
I'm gonna slap my knee, y'all.
Oh my God.
Bring a little bit of it on your paella.
She said that this is how they come. This is that like you store them to make sure they don't like spill out everywhere. As we mentioned, Kyle was worried about people spilling her mother's ashes, and Sutton's like, girl, Kyle's got her mom in the bathroom. I'm like, Kyle, my God. Question.
So what kind of bag did Sonia have her dog's ashes in? Because that went all over New York. That is one of the best scenes in Housewives. That is one of the best scenes. I'm telling you, y'all, season 6. Sonia had a funeral for her beloved dog Milo, and she went to spread them over the river in New York City, and they went everywhere and got all over the girls. Go watch it. It is the funniest.
It's hilarious.
It was so sad the way it was shot. They showed up in black, had on their veils. They were done for the fume, and baby, that dog went to running wild. Baby, that thing was hilarious.
So
I hope Sutton declared all this stuff legally and properly too, with customs and all that.
Listen, because that's a biohazard. So the ladies go around the table. They're getting to know each other. Erica is drunk, but surprisingly is like a CNN correspondent, thoroughly versed on international relations. She's like, "Oh, you're from the Gaza West Bank. It's a civil war. It's been a civil war since the 1997. I remember when Netanyahu was in power." I was like, "Girl, who is this Erica? What do we have going on?"
I know that's right, girl.
But I will say this. I still don't know if Erica was right. I just think that lady probably didn't want to tell her she was wrong.
Well, no, you know what it was? You know what it was, Danny? The lady did not think that anybody else was going to know what the hell she was talking about, so she was wrong, so they were just wrong together.
When two queens link up to be wrong together.
She was like, yeah, well, that's it.
That's where I'm from, sure.
I'm making stuff up.
But it was interesting to see Erica, like as drunk as she was, be like keeping up with the conversation and inserting herself. Sutton brings out Merce and is giving a very nice post-dinner speech, and Erica screams, "Merce in the purse!"
all I thought about was them saying "purse first."
Purse first. Mercy in the purse. I'm like, Erica.
Child, I know got fired the last
Oh.
time I spit a drink out on camera, so I had to hold it in.
I'm genuinely enjoying like fun drunk Erica. Like she was up to date on foreign policy. The lady is like, I'm from Philadelphia, home of Beanie Siegel, and Erica's like, Beanie
We got a
Siegel,
Beanie Siegel
yo,
reference on
that's
Beverly Hills
my.
Housewives. Where
She
are
was
we
like,
at in the world?
Beanie Siegel.
I expected at that point I expected Erica to say shut up. Or
Because
Dorit.
this was season 1.
But
Camille
also,
and Adrian would have been like, "Oh, I love Beanie Siegel. I
I
shot that
love
all the
Beanie Siegel.
time.
That very much Adrian.
I shot that
But
Beanie Siegel all the time."
if if anybody on the cast is going to know who Beanie Siegel is, it was going to be Erica. So this is very on brand. But I'm genuinely enjoying like drunk Erica, fun Erica. The dinner party's over. She's hiccuping and like stumbling, like, oh, back up the stairs to go to dinner. She's in Garcelle's room and she was like, where's the party at, girl? What are we doing? And I'm like, go to bed. Garcelle is like, I'm going to bed. And I genuinely like her and Garcelle's dynamic. Downstairs, Sutton and her friends are still talking. And it's just like this final scene of the night. Trevor kind of talking with her and says, "You know what? You're acting like a little goody two shoes tonight." And Sutton's like, "I don't know what you mean." And he says, "You're not that little girl that I used to know. You kind of come into your own. That's why I always called you lady, because I knew that one day you would grow up and just turn into a lady." And I'm like, this is kind of cute. But then they start like drunk cackling. I was like, girl, let's get a drink and let's go. So this was cute. Overall, this was a cute little dinner. Sutton knows how to throw a little event. Before we get into this last scene, Danny, if you could put the link in so we can get some callers, and then Chase, I ask you.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts or anything about Erica Yarampour, who is reporting live from the Gaza West Bank? Like, what do we got going on?
Don't care. Erica, well, first of all, when we met Erica in season 6, she was wearing cardigans and bouffant wigs and stuff like that, and was like having intellectual, stimulating conversation. So it did not surprise me that she was able to do so. I just think that people may have forgotten because it's been so long since she's actually had an intellectually stimulating conversation on this show. I love drunk Erica. Last season when she told Garcelle to go pee on the new girl, screamed, hollered in my house, screamed. So drunk Erica is all right with me. I'm mad that she's not mixing it with Quaaludes or whatever she was taking last season, because that's even better.
Yeah.
That combination of Erica,
Chaos.
Chaotic. I would really love to see a Real Housewives of Barcelona. Every time I say Barcelona, I got to say Barcelona, like Sutton, because do you want to go to Barcelona?
I mean,
Real Housewives of Barcelona would eat, honey, because you know you got a Beanie Siegel reference, you got a girl making up news on the spot, and Erica going along with it. That's sickening to me. And this is we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. I understand that no other cast, not too many other casts, are going to be able to compete with the wealth. Whether they're broke by comparison, they're probably richer than a lot of the other Real Housewives in other cities. You know what I mean? So I understand that we might not be able to get exactly that, but they're not going to chicken shit bingo. No tea, no shade. I want to see Potomac give luxury again. Well, I want to see Potomac give luxury for once. I want to see Atlanta give the girls back what we needed. All the girls had big houses. They were coined. They were giving it to the people. Like, give us that, because that is what we watch for. I do not watch the Real Housewives of any city to see them have the same things I have and struggle just like I struggle to keep it. So I just don't want to see that. You know what I mean? And lastly, this was like an episode of like the new Real Housewives of New York reboot, because everybody was one upping each other with these humble beginning stories and these personal background stories. Like, I was like, what in the Real Housewives of New York is going on? But I really did love to get that backstory about Sutton. It was fun. It was introspective. She pulled together a great dinner group. It was a fun dinner. You could tell that she was very much sassy when she was a younger girl, and all of it. I give it all. I loved it. I had fun tonight.
Danny?
So I'm with Chase in that I am not surprised about Erica talking, you know, like she said she was married to Tom Girardi. I'm pretty sure before all these fancy dinners and stuff that he took her to, he probably had her study with flashcards about things.
She's a pretty woman.
But you did cover my favorite scene that happened within this time. Kyle sneaking a snack in the kitchen.
She's like, they got some chocolate. I'm like, God damn, Kyle.
Kyle was drunk too.
I found that so adorable. I'm sorry.
Because she got lost. The production was like, girl, this way. Come this way.
Because she knew that with her whole health journey, you know, she exercising all that, and I don't drink liquor. She knew that them girls would have torn her. Them girls would have tore her ass up for eating them Oreos and cookies and chocolate and all that stuff. So she had to go.
She wasn't drunk?
No, she wasn't drinking.
Huh.
Yeah.
And so she probably had a crumb of chocolate on her mouth when she jumped on Garcelle. For all she knew. And I just love that scene. She was like a little kid. Like,
and chocolate and margarita, like.
I agree with you, Danny. I also agree with Amanda Kay. She said, I wish the other franchises had fun episodes like this. There wasn't a lot going on. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't like, girl, so-and-so got so-and-so, but it was fun. And I will give this about Beverly Hills. They can get exhausting sometimes, but when the girls come to have fun and together, it really is a key. Like, they know how to get silly and work together as a group to make a show work. Except for Lucy Goosey Apple Juicy and Teddy. Yes, Chase.
Before we turn it over to the viewers, I just want to say that we would have not gotten any of this fun if Lisa Big Lips Renner was there, because she would have found a way to ruin the effing dinner. So I am so glad that she's gone. I don't want her back. Do not bring her back
at all, ever.
It's a real deep cut scene, but the girls were in Africa in Atlanta. I mean, in Real Housewives of Atlanta, they went to Africa and they were leaving the club, and Nene yells from the back of the bus, "Driver, do you have some potato chips?"
That was Kyle.
Every time I leave the club.
That was very Kyle. That was very Kyle. So we've got just one last little scene. We've got the link up. We already have some callers in there, so we'll get to you in a minute. I just want to say, Chase, I do not want a Real Housewives of Barcelona, because we have enough white-dominated franchises that I don't want to see another one on the air.
But the cast was pretty. I mean, the group at dinner was really diverse.
That's because they're Sutton's friends. If you Barcelona, baby, the Spaniards in Barcelona are blonde-haired and blue-eyed. They all look like Dorit.
Okay, all right.
Enough.
I'm not dealing with that.
So the next morning, Erica is on the floor, hungover boots. Like, she cannot get it together. Garcelle checks on Crystal. Crystal is feeling better, but Garcelle... Okay, so everybody on this panel, somebody said earlier here, Garcelle in fashions. Garcelle was eating this little look up. This little 1960s mod hair, this little baby doll, little dress. Garcelle looked great. And I'm not going to have anybody, even you, Chase, tell me I'm wrong.
Give a damn what you gonna have.
You can argue with yourself. Argue with the wall, Nicki Minaj. I'm not going to be arguing with you tonight.
Oh, you said Nick, and I was going to say, now, what you want with this?
This ain't Dorit Square. It's my square.
This ain't Lisa.
So Sutton has flowers delivered to everybody, and she says the point of this is just to like take something negative and release them in the water when she's about to release Merce. But once she's in her room, she starts to have like a meltdown. And for a brief second, I'm like, oh, okay, girl, we almost got through a whole episode of Sutton not crying over something. But then she starts explaining what's going on, and she's like, letting go of these ashes. She's had them for what? I think she said 10 years. Letting go of these ashes is a lot, but it's also reminding her of her dad. She never really got to fully release her dad's ashes, because after the funeral and after they released a little bit, each of them got their own portions. And throughout the years when she moved, she lost her dad's ashes. So she's kind of been using Merce. That's what somebody in the comments said. So it was, Chase, please, please. So she's feeling away. She was like, this is a lot. This is a lot that, one, you can tell she hasn't dealt with. She admits she hasn't dealt with. So it's letting go of her father, letting go of one of her best friends in life, and then mourning the loss of her marriage because she says she suggested the separation, but so that way they could do marriage counseling, but be separate while they do the work. Once they separated, her husband the very next day went ahead and just filed for divorce from her and never bothered to do the therapy. So in her confessional, listen, and I'm sure that check makes up for it. But I felt bad for her because in this moment, she's saying, I'm 52 years old. I'm having to learn to be strong again. And she says, I guess I have to learn to be that 24-year-old girl that moved back to New York again. Like I'm starting all over and I'm alone. I've got myself. And the episode ends there. So before we let on our callers, Chase, do you have anything that you want to add about Hungover Erica and then this little scene with Miss Sutton?
Erica, keep on drinking. Big Sut. I feel you, dog. I feel you, dog. That's my dog. Y'all know I love Big Sut, man. I want to give my sister a hug, man. Like,
not bad, man. Danny.
No, I don't have nothing here.
You gotta have something about Big Sut.
Oh, Danny said he doesn't feature her. We have a lot of our comments who do. Send your hate mail to Danny.
It's emotional for her. I just don't really have much to say. I mean, it was definitely emotional, and
yeah,
it's hard.
All right. A little bit. She nibbled a little bit.
Garcelle looked good.
The first look that she's ever had in like 4 seasons where she nibbled.
That's a lie. You are a lie. You're a lie.
Not me.
You're a lie. Not me. All right. So we have a caller. That's it. And now it's Lovable Lisa Square. Let's go ahead and bring her on.
Hello, y'all, my baby.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Let's get started.
Tell me something, Lisa. You gonna chew me out again tonight, Lisa? You gonna chew me out again? You gonna chew me out tonight?
I'm not gonna chew you out, okay? Let's get started with Crystal, okay? Girl, I really believe she was faking all the time. I believe Crystal just faking. Okay, you couldn't get on the bus and then you get sick. Come on now. Okay, what is this supposed to be? Now you didn't have no high blood pressure thing with you, but now you got the high blood pressure thing in the bed and showing you stuff. Okay, I'm not falling for it, child. I'm not falling for you getting sick, and you probably got dizzy because y'all was going up a hill. And everybody in the car did say they was like getting kind of nauseous, but she took it a whole long way. Now, it's my blood pressure.
Lisa, can I ask you a question, Lisa? Did she pay the people, the EMTs, to give a fake reading too?
I don't know, but it's just stupid. It just seemed like it was fake to me. It seemed like it was fake to me. And then and then on the movie, I'm saying, man, I'm liking. I like Anne-Marie this time, baby. Because after she would have called me a bitch, that bitch would be laying on that ground out there by herself. Okay, you can call me a bitch and think I'm finna take care of your ass. Oh hell no, baby, I'm sorry. And I'm so tired. Now I don't know why. I don't know why Southern thought Duke and Cal were gonna come out no dumb stuff. Cause when Duke and Cal sell in the store, they ass gonna shop. Okay? Everybody went shopping and Southern said, y'all on the time limit. But you ain't put nobody else on no time limit because Garcelle went on about some then when they cars get declined.
Nobody's card got declined, Lisa. This ain't Salt Lake City.
I thought they have. I'm going to go back and look at that. I believe somebody called did decline.
No,
because
they took cash only is what they said.
Okay. Well, I'm say because I heard Urban say I'm gonna be your sugar mama, baby. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody got declined that too? Y'all probably be wicked in Africa. Africa ain't got no money. She ain't got them diamond earrings to sit on. And y'all trying to take her money. That's what you saying. And then, I'm gonna tell you something. I love my girl Erica. Drunk Erica is good. Drunk Erica is funny as hell. Drunk Erica said, "You doing a good job, back." What the hell? What the, you got talking about that man and that pussy? That man, that's what probably happened to her daddy. The ashes left the purse some kind of way. I promise you, it's so stupid like that.
Okay.
I'm not tell y'all Sutton is used to be. I tell y'all Sutton wasn't no dumb lady. She wasn't a Sutton lady. She was out there doing her thing, being a slut in New York before. And they said you was turning to a lady.
That's
Nah,
what she
baby,
got
you
out of
was
that.
being a slut. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it, Shay. I think
Now
she's
wait a
out
minute.
there
I'm
being
not
a
Jamie
slut.
Boo. You're not gonna check me, so you
Baby,
already
I
know.
believe she's out there doing her thing. And then suddenly she got married, and then she want to become a lady. Okay, ain't nobody falling for that. I've been telling y'all that she wasn't no going done good.
Well,
Okay,
and
I
that's
don't
what you're
think I
supposed
can
to
say
do. Don't know who Lisa. You have your fun. You get married. You become a lady.
no. Yeah, that's how you supposed to do. Yeah, that's right. But not her. She want to play it both ways. Okay, she want to be the slut and the lady. You can't do that right now. Okay, you can't be a slut and a lady at the same time.
You
Okay,
can't be a
and I
lady in
be
the
there
street,
with
the freak in the
you.
street.
You see her husband wrong. Her husband said, "Good, I'm tired of you. I ain't gonna talk to this man because I'm done. I'm done with you. Let me get out your way. I'm done with you. Bye, bye. I'm tired. I'm tired. That's why he going to London. That's why he going to London because he don't want to be bothered with our ass. Okay." And I'm like, Danny. I feel like Danny. Danny's like on the last episode. Danny like, where my cup? I need my cup. I see you, Dan. You like I'm paying attention to this apple because dog in my
No.
hand. There's too much for me. There's too much for me.
Said,
There's too much for me. That's it. That's it, Danny.
I don't
Drinking
want to
liquor,
be
baby.
laughing
That's
because
doing her.
Lisa, baby, you have us rolling.
you've
I
been
know. I
on you've
do.
been on
But
on
I'm
the
gonna tell
warpath
y'all this
lately.
thing here. Tomorrow, Friday night, I'm having a big celebration online. I am turning the big 5-0 Saturday. New chapter. So I'm telling you, Jamie, I did do your M on IG. I asked you
Okay, I need
to,
to go look at it. At least
yeah,
I have so many DMs. I stopped looking at that. It
No, he
gives me
don't.
anxiety.
He
But I'll
yeah.
really
go
playing
look
in
for
the
you.
I
DMs,
want
y'all.
y'all to come
I'll go
on.
look for you.
I'm gonna see how can I put it up on YouTube. I want y'all to come on with me and
Okay.
celebrate Friday night because Saturday's my birthday,
Well,
and I'm gonna
happy
pop.
early birthday, Lisa.
Yeah,
That's a big
yeah,
milestone. Happy
Happy early
birthday.
yeah,
birthday,
yeah, yeah.
Lisa.
Yes. And I'm glad
All
to
right,
be here. I've
Lisa.
been through a lot. I'm still here.
We're
But I
glad to
love
have
y'all
you. We're glad
guys.
to have
I
you. We
love
love
you
you.
y'all. I see y'all
Have a great night, Lisa.
next Wednesday. Next.
We'll be here.
A lady.
Oh
I'm a
God.
lady.
Well, I did want to point out for those of you who did not see the chat, Antonio said he is a slut. He admitted to it. Um, where is
Me
that?
too.
News
I'm a slut.
flash.
I don't know so much about the gentleman. I can't attest to that, but the streets do say that our very own Antonio does run them, and he runs them hard. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Before
Oh,
we end this episode,
okay.
Baby.
Danny, Danny or Chase, did you have anything that you wanted to add, whether it be slut related, gentleman related, anesthesiologist related, high faked blood pressure related? What do we got?
What was that? Wow.
Have a good
It's
night.
a lot. Have a good night. Guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We had about 75, 85 people viewing. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like I said, I know Sean doesn't like me begging for views, but make sure that you share this video, like this video, subscribe to us, and share with your friends. We love having you guys every single night. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night. We are doing 2 episode recaps of The Real Housewives of Miami, and their trip is mess. Like, baby, Kiki and Lisa got into it. It's
I
mess. You talk
feel
about girls who work.
I feel like I need to make a one-time appearance sometime throughout the season. Return back to my old home in Miami and come back and visit the
Well,
house because it's a couple of people. Lisa Hawkstein, you're gonna get it if I ever get back
not a
on that
couple
show.
people, Lisa Hochstein. All right, guys, we're a little bit over time, so thank you guys for
Oh
staying
my
with us.
God, let's
We
go.
love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Danny, Chase, thank y'all for cutting up with me and not making any sense tonight. We had a blast as usual. This is why they don't put us together. This is why we don't put us together. We can't.
You didn't
The people
ask
want us
me.
together. The people want us together.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I was a very respectful host, a very professional
All
host.
right.
Okay.
Shout out
We
to
gonna
everybody.
get on the stage.
All right, guys. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Bye.